Audiobook Academy Biography presents Walt Disney. Walt Disney was an American motion picture and television producer and showman, best known as the inventor of Mickey Mouse and the Disneyland and Disney World amusement parks. With the help of his brother Roy Disney, Walter Elias Walt Disney established Walt Disney Productions, which went on to become one of the most well-known film studios worldwide. Mickey Mouse was the creation of Walt Disney, an imaginative animator who developed the cartoon character. He was the creator of Disneyland and Walt Disney World as well as the recipient of 22 Academy Awards over his career. The childhood of Walt Disney. On December 5, 1901, in the Hermosa neighborhood of Chicago, Illinois, Walt Disney was born. When he was a child, he started drawing and painting drawings and selling them to his neighbors and family members in Marceline, Missouri. While growing up in Kansas City, Disney became fascinated with trains. It was his uncle Mike Martin's job to drive the train between Fort Madison, Iowa, and Marceline, Illinois. Later, Disney had a summer job serving refreshments and newspapers to train passengers for the railroad. In Chicago, Disney attended McKinley High School, where he studied painting and photography and worked as a cartoonist for the student newspaper. He studied art at the Art Institute of Chicago at night. Disney walked out of school at the age of 16 to join the military, but was turned away because he was underage. For 1 year, instead, he joined the Red Cross and drove an ambulance in France. In 1919, he returned to the United States. The very first cartoons by Walt Disney. As a newspaper illustrator in Kansas City, Walt Disney relocated there in 1919. The Psman Rubin Art Studio, where he met cartoonist U.B. Works, commonly known as UB, was given to him by his older brother, Roy. At the Kansas City Film Ad Company, he worked on ads using cutout animation. A camera and hand-drawn cell animation were pioneered by Disney about this time. It was time for him to start his own animation company. Fred Harmon, his first employee, was hired from the advertising firm where he worked. Laugh-O-Grams were animated shorts produced by Disney and Harmon for a Kansas City theater. As a result of the success of his cartoons, Walt Disney was able to purchase his own studio, which he named after himself. Comedian Iwerks and Hugh Harmon's younger brother were among the personnel engaged by the company, which also employed a large number of other people. They made a 7-minute series of live-action and animated fairy tales called Alice in Cartoonland, which mixed both. However, by 1923, Disney's studio was in debt and he had to declare bankruptcy. Walt Disney Animation Studios. As UB Iwerks relocated to Hollywood in 1923, Walt Disney and his brother Roy established the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio together. At Roy's suggestion, Walt Disney Studios was shortly renamed. The Walt Disney Studios signed their first distribution arrangement for its Alice cartoons with New York distributor Margaret Winkler. A new character, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, was created for the shorts, which cost $1,500 each. To get away from their distributors, the studios began producing Mickey Mouse cartoons in the late 1920s. Walt Disney Animation Studios opened a new site in Burbank in December of 1939. When Disney animators went on strike in 1941, the company suffered a major setback. A large number of them stepped down. The company would be out of business for a long time. Flowers and Trees, 1932, one of Disney Studios' most popular cartoons, was the first color film to win an Academy Award. The song Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? From the 1933 film The Three Little Pigs became a national anthem during the Great Depression. Mickey Mouse and Other Disney Characters. Steamboat Willy was Disney's first popular Mickey Mouse starring animated short, and it featured sound and music. It premiered on November 18, 1928, at the Colony Theater in New York City. Mickey, a character Disney created and had as top animator UB Iwerks sketch, was the first to use sound in a motion picture. When it came out, the cartoon was an instant hit. For lack of time and resources, the Disney brothers and their wives collaborated with UB Iwerks to create the Mickey Mouse starring short films Plain Crazy and The Galopin Gaucho. All but Iwerks had been stolen from Disney by New York distributor Margaret Winkler, who had a relationship with Charles Mintz, and her husband, Charles Winkler, who had a relationship with Walt Disney. Mickey Mouse's first 2 films were never released since sound was already reshaping the movie industry at the time. Silly Symphonies were established in 1929 by Disney and featured Mickey's new friends, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, and Pluto. They were also the first animated films to use animation. Disney's animation films. More over 100 films were created by Disney. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs premiered in Los Angeles on December 21, 1937, and was the first full-length animated film by Walt Disney. In spite of the Great Depression, it made an incredible $1.499 million and won 8 Oscars. As a result, during the next 5 years, the Walt Disney Studios produced a new batch of feature-length animated features. Shorts were bundled together to form feature-length films by Disney in the 1940s. By 1950, he had returned to making animated films full-time. Mary Poppins, a 1964 film combining real action and animation, was Disney's final significant triumph that he created himself. Other well-known Disney films include Pinocchio, 1940. Fantasia, 1940. Dumbo, 1941. Bambi, 1942. Cinderella, 1950. Treasure Island, 1950. Alice in Wonderland, 1951. Peter Pan, 1953. Lady and the Tramp, 1955. Sleeping Beauty, 1959. 101 Dalmatians, 1961. The TV shows of Disney. In addition, Disney was one of the first persons to embrace television as a means for entertaining. In addition to the Zorro and Davy Crockett series, as well as the Mickey Mouse Club, a variety program starring a group of teens known as the Mouseketeers, the shows were popular with children. To get the word out about his upcoming theme park, Walt Disney hosted a popular Sunday night presentation called The Wonderful World of Color. Disney World and Disneyland. Disneyland. July 17, 1955 saw the opening of Disney's $17 million theme park Disneyland at Anaheim's Orange Grove. The activities were presided over by actor, and future U.S. President, Ronald Reagan. This venue became recognized as a place where children and their families could explore, enjoy attractions, and meet the Disney characters after a tumultuous opening day that included multiple mistakes, including the delivery of thousands of fraudulent invitations. When the park opened, it had a tenfold increase in investment and was drawing visitors from all over the world. Attendance at the original site fluctuated over time. Over the years, the rides at Disneyland have grown and spread to other locations across the world, including Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, Tokyo, Paris, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. In 2001, California Adventure, a sister attraction in the Los Angeles area, debuted for business. Theme parks like Disney World and Universal Studios. The experimental prototype community of tomorrow, Epcot, was conceived by Walt Disney within a few years after Disneyland opened in 1955. When Walt Disney died in 1966, it was still under construction. It was his brother Roy who completed the Florida theme park, which was renamed Walt Disney World after his father's death. Family. Lillian Bounds was hired by Disney in 1925 as an ink and paint artist. The pair married after a short courtship. 2 children were born to Walt Disney and Lillian Bounds. There was only one biological daughter, Diane Disney Miller, and she was born in 1933. Sharon Disneyland was born in 1936, and her parents adopted her immediately. Ronald Miller, her spouse, had 7 children with Diane, Christopher, Joanna, Tamara, Walter, Jennifer, Patrick, and Ronald Miller Jr., all of whom survived into adulthood. Victoria Disney was adopted by Sharon and her first husband, Robert Brown. When Sharon married Bill Lund, a real estate entrepreneur, he checked out the 27,000 acres of land in Orlando that would later become Disney World. Brad and Michelle, their identical twins, were born in 1970. After Sharon's death in 1993, her trust fund was made accessible to her 3 children, sparking a family feud. Her ex-husband Bill Lund and her sister Diane might withhold cash from Sharon's children if they could prove that Sharon's children were unable to properly manage the money. There were claims of conspiracy and mental incapacity, and accusations of incest, and a 2-week-long trial in December 2013 that resulted from this. How and when did Walt Disney pass away? On December 15, 1966, at the age of 65, Walt Disney passed away after being diagnosed with lung cancer. The ashes of Walt Disney were cremated and buried at Forest Lawn Cemetery in Los Angeles. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.